Hi everyone, today I'm going to be playing The King's Abbey, the solo mode, and there are instructions for the solo game included in the box, and I think the best way to get started is to just go with the game. So there are 12 phases in a round of King's Abbey, which sounds like a lot, but it isn't as daunting as it seems. Everything just kind of smoothly goes by. So the first phase, as you'll see, is just roll the dice. We start off with 9 dice. I'll just show you all of this stuff actually. We have 9 dice available. We start off with 4 coins, a wood, a grain, a stone. We have a starting building that was randomly picked out of the 6 available, I think, and we get a worker in it, which means it is active and its bonus power will be used, so I can reuse a die that was placed in the Abbey during phase 3. This shows my training in the clergy. I am at the postulant level, and when I got to the top of this I'll get a bonus, and as I get further and further I'll start earning points and better bonuses. I have my peasants here who are working up the track to get baptized, and then they will be allowed to be put into buildings. I need to work on my defenses because the darkness is rising. The darkness is at level 3 at the moment, and we need to combat that. I have a crusade here that I can go on. I can send some of my workers on. I can use my dice, and there will be all sorts of events and things happening, and as you can see, a lot of different buildings and things available. So let's go. The first phase is roll my 9 dice. I can get another one if I build a certain building later in the game. So these are the dice I've got available, so I'll just organise these. So I have a lot of 2s there, 3s, 4s, and I need 2 of a kind to be able to place on this crusade here. So now we need to sort out the dummy player, and there's not that much going on for the dummy player. This is Elias, who we are playing against. He just gets 10 dice and 3 peasants. And thinking back, I didn't pick a great colour, did I? It kind of merges into the tablecloth. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, we take his dice. We're going to end up rolling 2 for the building market. We're going to roll 2 for the resources. And then these other 6 are going to get rolled. And these will be dice that we can use throughout the game, because in a multiplayer game of King's Abbey, you can negotiate and ask for other people's help in return for points and rewards. And in this game, we are playing on our own, so we can't do that. We can use some of the dice from Elias. But the interesting thing is that once we've used them, these are gone forever, so we need to use them wisely. So now we need to roll the dice for the building market. So we roll these, and in row 1, both of these cards are disappearing. Both of these buildings that were available have now been taken by Elias, presumably. And on a roll of 6, we do nothing. So that just goes away, and we need to keep these separate because they're going to get rerolled every round. And for the resource and initiative spots, we roll, and with a 2, he is going to go on the bonus grain space, I believe. No, the bonus wood space, sorry. It's got a 2 on it. And with a 6, he does nothing. So he's blocking off a few things there. And that's all of the setup for the solo game. We just re-roll those 4 dice for Elias every round, and we have these 6 that we can take things from. And the peasants are for Vikings cards that I will explain when we get to them, which I'm sure we will. So these are the dice I have available. Phase 2, we need to draw the event card, and we have Disaster. Oh no. Rock slide at the quarry, no stone production this round. We may still make trades to collect stone though. So we just place that over here, I suppose, to remind us that we cannot get stone. So now we are in phase 3, we can have Abbey and Crusade dice placement. So I can place dice in my Abbey. So here I can recruit peasants, and they will receive training and eventually get baptized, and then I'll be able to place them in buildings and use them for things. I need to place 1s, 2s, or 3s to do that. I can use up to 3 dice. I can also place dice here, use up to 3 dice that have 4, 5, or 6, and for each one I can move a step up these tracks. I can also place my dice on here. I need 2 of a kind, because there's 2 spaces here, the same number twice, and I need to give up 2 peasants, and my reward will be 2 coins, 2 points, and I will get a bag. And the bags are used basically once per round. You can increase the value of a die by 1 that you have placed on a resource space. And I start the game off with 1. I also have this wagon, and the wagon can be used on a resource spot to let me get an extra resource token where I've placed a dice. And then I have these trades. At any point in the round, I can do up to 2 trades, and it's one type for one type, so I could trade coins for wood. I could give up 2 coins and grab a wood. I could give up all 4 of my coins and grab a stone if I really need it. But all of these decisions kind of work together in the different phases. So based on the buildings you're going to be taking, you know which resources you need. But that'll all happen in order. Okay, so now we can go on to Abbey and Crusade dice placement. Now I need 2 dice with the same value for my Crusade, so I think I'm just going to grab these 2s and place them straight on there. Now one thing I have to think about right now is defense. I have different ways of gaining defense. I can train on here, but I can only move 3 at a time, so that's not really great for me. I need 2 defense by the end of this round because the level on here, the darkness level, is 3. And it's going to be 3 for the round after that as well. So I think a plan is to build this altar. That could be something. Then I need to find another defense from somewhere. Now I can just give up a dice of any value and place it on here, and it will temporarily increase my value on here. So I think I'm going to place my 3 on here just as an extra defense there. Then I'm going to recruit some new peasants there, and I am going to train. I'm going to train twice on here. So I move up, and now when I get peasant movement at round 6, I think, phase 6, I will get 2 extra movement for the rest of the game. And that is it for those things. Now let's move on to purchase building cards, so we can take a look at what's available. I can buy 2 of these. Now this helps me buy stone. This lets me get change in resource spots, but it's quite expensive to build. This sheep farm's nice, but it would cost 4 money. And all of these things, taking away these ones was really annoying of Elias. I think I will take this Mason's Guild. It costs 2, so I have 2 money left. Because I need 4 money and 2 wood at the end of the round. And I think I'm just going to buy the 1 card. So resource and initiative selection. Now I get to place my dice on here, on empty spaces. So my power in the Abbot's Den is I can reuse a die that was placed in the Abbey during phase 3. So I'm going to reuse this 4, and I'm going to use it on stone. I will use my bag, and the bag basically increases the value of a die by 1. So it's as if I have placed a 5 there. And I'm going to permanently give up my wagon. And this, I started the game with this, and when you give up one of these, you get an extra resource of whatever you're taking. So I am now going to get 2 sand, and that's good because it's worth quite a bit of money. I'm also going to place on here and grab 3 wood, because the bonus space has been taken already. And now I have this 6 left. I could have placed it on here and grabbed another sand, or I can grab 2 grain. I think the grain would be nice, because we do need to feed peasants as we get more and more. So that's all of my placement there, and these are the resources I've ended up with. So now we move peasants. So I have 3 movement for my peasants. So I can go 1, 2, 3, and now this guy is almost ready to be baptized, and he will go to work in a building in the future. So now I'm in the building phase. And here is where my trades need to come in. I want this altar to be built. I have the wood, I do not have the money. I am going to give up stone to get the money. Do I want to build my Mason's Guild as well though? Because if I built this at the same time, I would need 7 money altogether. So I would need to gain 5 money and a stone. So let's build the altar. So we need to give up, use one of my trades, and I'll give up this sand for 5 money. And this is going to cost me 4, so I'll get 1 in change. And it's going to cost me 2 wood. And I can place my altar there. And that is a permanent +1 to my defense. And I'm going to use my second trade to convert this sand into stone. And now I can afford, with 3 money, a wood, and 2 stone, I can afford to build my Mason's Guild. Now the power doesn't activate because I haven't got someone baptized to work there yet, but I do get 2 wood right now for finishing it and 4 points. So I'm now at 9 points. I start at 5. So now we have gardening, farming and feeding. Now gardening and farming only matter if you have built those buildings, and I haven't. So feeding, we need to feed our peasants. I have 4 peasants. You see there's 1 on the building there we started with, and there's 3 there in the Abbey. Actually, these 2 should have gone off onto the crusade, shouldn't they? That was the whole point of getting them. There we go, they went off there. And that can work to your advantage, because when they are over there, they don't require feeding, but they don't earn you money as well. So I need to pay 1 grain either way. And then combat darkness and move darkness. So did I combat the darkness? Yes, I did. And we move it up. Next round it's going to be 3 again. I'm going to have to come up with another one from somewhere. It might be a dice again. Now I collect income, and I earn a coin for each peasant that I've got working in my abbey. And that's only 2 because 2 are away. They didn't need to be fed, but they don't earn money. And now we can come to the crusades. So we have successfully completed this crusade. We don't get the points right now, although we could in a solo game. I don't see the point of saving it. We get 2 coins though, and another bag. Okay, so the 2 peasants come back and they fill up the pews again. And we'll just score the points from this now. So that's 2 points. We're at 11. And now we reset. So I need to find 9 dice. 3, 5, 8, 9. There we go. I'm still the starting player because he didn't take it from me. We discard the bottom card available in each column and then refill them. I'll just do that. And so this is what's available in the building market next round. I like the tithe barn. You can keep more than 3 of each resource at the end of the round. The farms are also quite nice as well. You can only have 1 kind of farm, but there's some nice things available there next round, if Elias doesn't take them away from me, of course. So now we have to check to see if I have more than 3 of each resource. I do not, so I am safe. And then we reset all of the bags and things here, and we move on to round 2, and we do it all again. So let's go. At the start of the round, we need to sort out Elias. So in the building market, he is going to take away round 1. Well, row 1, rather than round 1. So the money changer and the bathhouse are gone. And then for the resources, he is not taking anything with a 6, but for the wheat there, he is taking the bonus space away. So my dice, what am I going to be able to do this round? Oh, I should have said, at the end of the last round, I can pay a money after I've completed my crusade, which I'll definitely do, and it gets you a new crusade. Wow, this one needs 5 of a kind. I will probably be needing Elias's help to do that one. So these are the dice I have available. Let's see, we've got 6s, 3s, certainly not 5 of a kind though. So that might be a crusade to leave alone for a little bit, because I can't get 5 of a kind this round, and the works will basically be lost for a round, because Elias has got 3 5s, I only have 1. He has 2 1s, I've only rolled 2. We can't quite make it, we can almost make it, but let's just try and do other things with those dice instead. The event is mice found in grain. Everyone loses a grain. So I am down to just 1 grain nerd. So let's recruit 3 peasants this round, and we definitely want more movement on the clergy. So it's a shame because we would get 3 clergy training for that. I think I'm actually going to give up 3 dice here, because then, let's resolve this then. So we get 3 more peasants on here, so that's more grain to pay, but they're going to earn some cash as well. Then, let's stand this guy up, and then we get 3 movement on here, 1, 2, 3. We now permanently get another defense, so we're up to the 3 that's required by the darkness level. And now we can move on to purchase building cards. I could grab a farm, that would be kind of easy to build, and I would be able to keep putting sheep in there and get some points at the end of the game. I think I'm going to grab I'm going to grab that, the sheep farm, for 2 money. So I'm going to have to pay 2 grain at the end of the round for my feeding, and I wanted some for the sheep farm. So I'm going to need 5 grain, really. And the most I can gain here is 3. Let's see, I don't necessarily want more wood. That's going to get me grain when I finish it. So I have got enough grain, actually. When I build this, it's going to cost me 3, but it's going to give me 1 back. So I have got enough grain. So should we get something else with these 3s? I could place them on stone. Yeah, let's do that. I could place them on stone and use my bag for each of them and turn those into 4s. So I'm going to get 2 stone, and that can go on there. And I could reuse a dice from the Abbey, I've just remembered. So why don't we just reuse this 5 and grab a sand? Okay, phase 6, move peasants. I have 3 steps, so that is going to be, we could just move this guy, 1, 2, and then 3. He is baptized, so let's place him in the Masons Guild, and then I will get that bonus for next round, and the sheep farm can get a worker next round. So build, I want to build this sheep farm. That's going to cost me 2 wood and 3 grain, but it's going to earn me a grain, and the bonus in the corner there, and 2 points. I'm now up to 13, and that's all nicely built there. Do I want to build anything else? Now I can spend this stone to start building these walls. If I finish all 5 walls, then I'm going to get a permanent defense and 8 points. So I think I'm going to spend my 2 stone and build 2 walls. So there we go. We are on the way to getting that defense. And I think that's all of the building. So gardening, farming, feeding. We don't have farming just yet. And I should take a barn for my sheep. Once I get a worker in there, I can start generating it. And it's just in time as well, because there will be 5 rounds of generating and it can store 5 sheep. So feeding, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 peasants there, which is 2 grain, which is all I've got. And then combat darkness, move darkness, I have level 3. The darkness is at level 3. Next round it's going to be at 4. Collect income, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just counted it, I forgot already. So 7 money there goes down into the corner. But I can purchase another crusade, and I'm going to do that. I have a lot of money, and you can only have 2 at a time, but this is going to give me some options. So if I can't get the 5 of a kind next round, I'll be able to get this 2 of a kind surely. And then we reset, so grab my dice back. We get rid of these 2 buildings and fill everything else up. So this is what's come out. We have another Abbot's Den, and if I built a second Abbot's Den, I would get a special bonus. I can reuse 2 dice in the Abbey, which is just the same as having both powers, but they stack in unique ways, some of them. The barracks would give me a defense and would get me extra defense when we fight Vikings, and that will be coming up. There are only 5 cards left in the event deck, and 3 of them are Viking cards. And the blacksmith would let me change pips on crusades, which would be very nice because I need that 5 of a kind. Maybe that's something I should buy. Okay, time for round 3. Let's see what Elias is going to do this time. So on the buildings, he is going to take away row 1. And on a 5, he does nothing. Always taking away row 1. Always taking away my cheap options. Okay, and for resources, 4 and 5. So there's going to be no bonus for stone or sand. Okay, so let's roll my dice. And I have, oh, this is good. 4 of a kind there. That means I'm not going to get to do as much this round, but my crazy crusade is going to get completed. So let's put some people on there. Well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's what I'm going to do. But let's draw the event card and not forget this time we have Vikings. So for Vikings, you take as many dice as there are players, and you play as if it's a 2-player game in the solo. So you need to roll these black dice and then put them in value order. That's 2 4s actually. So I would need to give up a dice that matches these numbers, and unlucky for me, I didn't roll a 4 this round, so I lose a point and I lose a peasant from my abbey. That has to go there, and that's gone forever, that peasant. And Elias gives up 1 as well, and I would get points and things for it, but unfortunately I can't have anything. So that's the Vikings taken care of anyway. So, Abbey and Crusade dice placement. So I am going to place some of my guys on here, and I will take one of Elias's there. I'm going to have to give up 2 guys, but I think... yeah, so I'm going to have to give up 2 from the Abbey there, and then I will... let's see, I wanted to move up there, but I don't think it's that important to move up right this second. I think more people in there will be helpful. So yeah, let's get 2 people in the Abbey some more. And then, let's see, do we want any movement on the training? Because I can reuse a dice. So let's place 1 there, and then we can reuse that in the resource phase. So now we can purchase building cards. And I think, remember we talked about that barracks, I think I would like that barracks. It's going to help me against the Vikings, and it's going to gain me a defense. And I need, so maybe I want to, instead of getting 2 peasants, I'll just get 1 and boost my defense so I don't take the huge penalties from not getting my defense up to the darkness. So I'm going to take this barracks. This costs me 2 because of the space it came from. And that's going to be very useful once I get that built. Do I want anything else? I can flip dice over. I can reuse more dice. I think I'm going to spend another 2. So I've got 3 money left now. And I'm going to grab this Abbot's Den while it's there, because then I can reuse 2 dice, which would be really helpful for me. So now I can assign my dice to resources, so I can reuse this 5 on something. So I now have the Mason's Guild, so stone may be purchased at 3. So I will place this over here, and I can get 2 stone for that 6, whereas usually stone is 4. I think then I would like to gain some grain, so that's going to get me 2 grain. And I could spend this with my... I can reuse 1 from here, so I can use my thing to make that another 6. So then I could get even more grain. So I've now got 4 on there. And that's it for initiative selection. Now I move peasants. I have 3 movements still, so I can get 1 in the baptistry there. So there is a peasant working on my sheep farm. And then 2, 3. So we have actually 2, 3. So there we have someone else ready for next turn. Then building. I want this barracks built. So I'm going to need a trade because I don't have enough cash. Unless, can I build this as well? I don't think I can build that as well. So I'm just going to build the barracks. I will trade my sand here for 5 money. And that's one of my trades used. And then I will spend 4 of it and my 2 stone. And that has built me the barracks, so I now should have 3 more. And then I can do farming now in the feeding phase. So I can grab a lovely sheep, and that goes into my barn. I can hold 5 sheep. That is worth 2 food or 2 points at the end of the game. And now for feeding, I have 5 people. Unfortunately, it would have been nice to have only 4 people, so maybe I shouldn't have even hired this guy, but it's too late now. So 2 grain needs to be spent. Then combat the darkness. I have 4 temporarily, and then we move up. I'm going to need 5 next round. My income is 5. And then the crusade reward, we can do that. We can permanently get rid of this blue dice, and those are also going to go back to me at the end. So I'm going to grab 8 points for this. So that's 23 now. And then I'm going to get a sand and 3 clergy training. So let's Put the sand there, and I get 1, 2, 3. And now I can take 2 resources of any kind. I think I'll take 2 sand. And I will pay a money to grab a new crusade. And there we go, 4 of a kind. It's going to get me a stone and 3 more training. Wow. So I'm only going to need 2 more actual movement from me to get to the top there and get a lot of points and even more movement. I'm definitely going to want to train 2 more times, so I'm going to get 6 movement each time from my peasants and get more and more people in these buildings. So now we reset. Let's take the dice back. I should note as well that I should get 2 wood for building the barracks. Okay, so these are the new buildings out there. We've got some more ways of gaining defense, which I need. You can keep more resources with the building there. The chapter house received 10 prestige with a working peasant in that building, 10 points. And stables are trading, that's not so useful. Brewery, collect an extra coin for each peasant. That could be amazing. I think I'm going to go for that later on. Okay then, so we have round 4 now. So let's sort out... The Vikings are all done with. Let's sort out Elias. So buildings, he is going to take row 4 and 5. So 5 does nothing, 4 means he takes these 2 from the top. And then for resources, he is going to block the bonuses for wood and grain. Then let's roll my dice. And that's what I have available this round. The event card, it's more Vikings. So let's get those black dice rolled. We have a 3 and a 2, so in ascending order. I, again, cannot place a dice. I don't have a 3. So being first player is really messing with me here, and it's costing me my peasants. And Elias can't give up 1, so he has to give up a peasant as well. Okay, well that wasn't very good, was it? And I lose a point, so I'm down to 22. I think I want this 4 of a kind finished. I'm going to use 1 of my 5s, and then I'm going to use 3 of Elias's 5s. I can use as many dice as I want from his pool, but they are gone forever once I've done it, and I have to use at least 1 of my own. So I'm going to have to generate some more people. I will generate 3, and then, oh, two should have come back from their crusade last time, actually. So maybe I don't need to generate 3. And then 2 will go off on their way to this crusade for later. Then these 2s aren't that useful, are they? I will be using, let's see, I want 2 movement, so I'm going to use the 4 and the 5 to get 2 movement on there, and that's going to get me 4 points. So I'm at 26, and I'm going to get an extra 3 movement, so I've got 5 movement on the baptistry now. So, purchasing building cards, I'm definitely going to grab that brewery for 1 coin. And then I think I'll grab this cloister for later. Thinking about it, I should use one of these 2s just to bump my defense up there so I can combat the darkness. Okay then, so we are at resource and initiative selection. So to get 2 of these built, let's see, I have the sand to build this. It's going to gain me grain, I have the wood. I can definitely build this brewery. Can I build one of the other things? So I've got the money for that. I wouldn't have the wood. Stone, I could get 2 stone. I could get 2 stone, and then that would get me a lot of money. And maybe I could trade to get wood. I think I could. So maybe I can get these 2 things built. So I need stone for a start. Let's grab 2 stone by placing a 6 there. Remember, I purchase it at 3. And then I just have a 2. I could gain initiative, or I could just gain a wood. I think let's gain initiative and then see what bonus I get. I get a wagon. Okay, now I have peasant movement. I have 6 movements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. But I don't have places to put them all yet. I could also build it, if I find a way of building this, I don't need a person in it, and I have priest training, so that's another defense for me. I think I can just build these 2 at the moment, so, because I can build this though, which means I shouldn't have put someone on the defense, so I could gain another wood with that too. I forgot all about these buildings. So let's build these. So the brewery needs these resources, but it gets me a grain back, so I'll just keep that. And then that actually with peasant movement, I should place someone on there so I get a defense and I can adjust pips on Vikings. And now I get a grain back for that and 2 points. So 28 now. And then we can build the chapel with these here. And immediately get a defense. So we're on 5, which is what we need to be on, and get 4 points for that. So I'm on 32. Okay, so gardening, farming, feeding, we get a sheep. And we need to feed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 2 grain. Then combat the darkness, we do. Move darkness, so it's going to be 6 next round. Collect income, so that's 7 money. And then crusade reward, so these 2 guys can come back to the Abbey here. I'm going to get 6 points for doing this, so I'm at 38. And then those dice are permanently gone, the blue ones. And I get a stone and 3 clergy training, which is 6 more points and another defense, and I have finished my clergy training. So that's 44 points now. And I will spend a money to grab another crusade, and it's 2 of a kind, more clergy training. That's not very useful for me. It is points though, could be worth doing. So reset, so let's grab my dice. So these are the buildings we have available next round. I could grab another barracks and then I could use any die value to defeat Vikings. That could be interesting, but let's see how it goes. So we need to remove some buildings, 4 and 3. Okay, so that is all of those at the top are gone. Another tithe barn. He takes all the tithe barns away from me. I'm never going to be able to store more than 3 resources. Speaking of that, no, I haven't got more than 3 of each type. And then for the resource slots, he is going to take the initiative marker, so he is going to be first, which only matters for the Vikings, and then he is going to block off the bonus stone space with that 4. Okay then, roll my dice. That was a kind of a drop, but we'll live with it. And now the event. Year of Plenty, each player receives 1 of each resource. Finally, some nice things happening. Okay, Abbey and Crusade dice placement. So I want to do this Crusade here, I think. So let's place a 1, and then we'll use Elias's 1. And so that's just going to be complete. And we could put some people on here before we get rid of these. Let's use 2. Grab 2 more people. Let's grab 3 more people. So we're not going to be able to grab many more people, actually, thinking about it now. So I can grab 3 more people, and then I'll send 2 of these lower ones away. And then my defense is already 6, so there's no need to spend any workers there. So these all come with me to the next phase, which is nice, but I hope there's a use for them. I think I would like to grab this for 1 coin. Then resource and initiative selection. Well, I want 2 stone, so I'm going to place a 6 on there because I purchased them for 3. Then I'm going to need some wood for these buildings, so I could place these 4s and then get 4. So as long as it's getting used, it's okay. And I should really grab some grain because of the feeding. So let's grab 2 grain there with those 2 3s. Now we can move peasants. So this guy can for free move there, and then we have 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I'm forgetting all about my power that I could, when I've built a building, I can immediately move someone into it. That's wasted a lot of time, I think, forgetting that. Okay, so the Abbot's Den will get built. So I need a money, and then 3 wood, 2 stone, and a sand. And that's 7 points. So that's 51. And then this can get placed under here. It doesn't take up another building slot. I can move a person straight in there. And now I can reuse 2 dice. I didn't reuse a dice as well. I don't think there was anywhere to reuse a dice from, though, with these low numbers. Anyway, I can reuse 2 dice now from the Abbey phase. But that's maybe not a great thing because I'm having less need for them in the Abbey phase. I will also build this for a coin. Oh, I should also get the bonus of 4 money. So I will grab 3 because I have to pay 1 for that. So 4 wood, but I'm going to get 2 back, so I'll just pay 2. And then 2 more stone. And this can get a person straight in it. So gain a defense, and I can now keep 4 of each resource at the end of each round. 7 more points, which puts me up to 58. And now for farming, we grab another sheep. For feeding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to pay 3 grain now. We've gone over the 9 threshold, 3 grain per round. But this is going to be a big swing now. All of my working peasants earn an extra coin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20 coins. Wow. And this can also all be used in my trade actions to grab more things. Maybe I should spend some now. I will spend 12 and I will buy 3 stone with one of my trade markers. And then I'll buy 4 wheat as well. So that's another 12. And so income's done. Collect reward. So I put these 2 back in here. 2 points. So we're at 60. And 2 coins and another bag. I can purchase a new one, which I will definitely do. And there we go. It's 3 of a kind, and this is going to get me a very special item. Now these you don't have to include in the game, but I like them. And now I can keep, if I finish this and get the Holy Cross, I can keep the Holy Cross for an extra 2 points at the end of the game, or I can turn it in for 2 more defense. And the defense is now 7 for the next round. So let's reset. I need my dice back, and that's what's going to be available in round 6. So let's start the round and see what buildings are going to be taken. Just the cheap ones again. And which resource spots? He is going to just block off the bonus for grain. What dice will I have available? So that's my dice. And let's see what the event is. It is Vikings, the last Vikings. So let's roll the dice. And we have a 3 and a 2. So Elias needs to defend against them first because he is start player. And that's the only reason that makes a difference. So we have to place one of his peasants there because he doesn't have any dice left in his pool. And then I can spend a 2 there. And it's going to get me a point there and 3 points for having the most on there because he didn't place any dice. So 64 points now. And now we can place people in the Abbey. Well, I might as well place one person here. In fact, I should use the 1 on the Vikings and use my barracks power to turn it into a 2, because then I have 3 2s to be able to send on this crusade here, because I don't have Elias's dice anymore. I might as well send someone here to get a peasant, and then we need to send 2 away for this crusade. And then there's nothing really to spend them on here. I don't really want to boost defense any. I have 7 defense and I need 7. So let's move on to purchase building cards. I only have 1 spot left. Now, I've just realized my brewery only gives me working peasants extra money, so I should have 10 less. So I'll take 1 less wheat from last time and give up 10 money. So I have 2 left over, which isn't very much after those riches, but there will be more working, so I will get more money this time around. And you don't really want spare money. You only want spare money and spare resources if you have doubles of the money changer or the tithe barn. And the tithe barns were robbed from me before I had a chance by Elias. But let's see how we do. So I could grab the monk's quarters. That would cost 3 money, but then it costs 3 more to actually build it. I'm not that good at money. This could be built and gain me 4 money though. Yes, I will trade my sand for money and buy that for 3. So now I have 4 cash. I'll buy another brewery, because then it can go in the same space. That's going to cost me 2 money. Okay, resource and initiative selection. So to build these things, I'm going to need 5 more wood and a sand and 2 grain. I don't think that's doable in 1 round, in 1 go. And I don't need this yet, although it does get me the money that I wanted, doesn't it? But this gets me the money. So I could gain the 5 wood I need by putting 10 there, because the bonus space is available. I need another grain, so I will grab 1 with that 3. And then I'll use this 6 on the sand and give up my wagon as well. So I get 2 sand. Now I get to move peasants, that's 6 movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these can get ready to go into buildings. Now we have building, so I can pay 2 wood and a wheat and a sand and build this brewery. It's going to go underneath this one, but it's going to earn me 4 coins. And I can just move this guy straight from the baptistry to there. And I earn 2 points for building the building. So that's 66. And now I have the money. I can spend 3 and 3 more wood and a wheat, but it earns me a wheat. And I will build this monk's quarters in my last space. That's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I am going to get my 10th die next round if I need it. So now, farming and feeding, we get another sheep. And feeding, I have more than 10 definitely, so I have to pay 3 grain. Now, income, I get 2 for every worker additionally. Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to use all of this stone that I gathered. There was a reason for it. I wanted to use 3 of it to build the walls. And so now I get another defense and 8 points. So that's 80 points. And since I have a trade left, I'm going to use 12 money to grab 4 wheat. We come back to the darkness, we move the darkness, it's 8 next round. Then collect the crusade reward. So these guys come back to the Abbey. We get 4 points, 84 now. And I get another grain and the Holy Cross, which I might as well keep for the 2 points at the end of the game. And now we can reset. So I've got 1 too many grain, so that was silly. I'm sure that I made a mistake in getting that somewhere. And let's see, I should have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dice now. And so for the final round, this is what's available. We have 1 tithe bomb, but that's not much good at the end of the game. I would also, I think I forgot, I will buy another crusade for a money. And let's see what I get. There we go, not amazing points, but probably worth it. So the last round, let's see what is Elias doing to the buildings. He's going to get rid of row 2. And on the resources, he is going to get rid of just the wood, the bonus for the wood. Okay, let's roll my dice. And the event should be a Year of Plenty. Year of Plenty, each player gains 1 extra clergy training level. Oh dear, that's no good for me. Why couldn't that have come out at the start? Oh well, at least it's not bad. And now we can do some Abbey placement. Well, I have nothing to place in the Abbey apart from crusades. So I will place this pair of 1s on one crusade, this pair of 2s on another crusade. But I am going to have to give up 4 guys to get those points. And that's everyone in my thing, so nobody's going to go on buildings this round. So purchase building cards. I think I'll just buy this one because I could place it on top of my existing monk's quarters and it would get me 6 points, although I can't actually put someone in it because there's nobody left in my abbey. So resource and initiative selection. So I could build, what could I build this round? I have a lot of money. I have 16 money. So if I could build, if I could get 4 wood, a grain, a stone and a sand, then I could build these 2 things. So I will grab this 5. Let's use a bag to turn it into a 6 so I can get 3 wood. Let's put this 5, let's put these 2 5s here and grab 2 sand. Then let's put 6 here to grab 2 stone and use this 4 to grab a grain. So move peasants, there's nothing to move, and let's build. So I need 12 money and then 6 wood. So I will I'll turn this into 2 wood. I need 6 wood, 2, 4, 6, so I've got 1 left. And 2 grain, 2 stone, 2 sand, and I can build these battlements here. While they are not manned, they are built and score the points, 20 points. So I'm on 104 now. I don't think I could build it anything else right now. So let's do farming and feeding. It's 3 food always. And now I get 2 coins for each of these people. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So that's 18 money. And I combat the darkness, the value is 8. So collect income, collect crusade rewards. So I get 4 points for my crusade rewards. And 4 money, another bag, and a clergy training, which isn't much good to me now. There's no need to reset because this is the end of the game. So turn in any sheep for 2 points each. I have 5 sheep, so that is 10 points. And I don't have a second one of any of these. I've done my crusade cards, and buildings not built. I just built this. Did I get 6 points for this? I can't remember. Either way. So I should have got 6, but I lose 6 because I mistakenly took this cloister earlier on in the game that I should not have taken. So my final score is 118, and that is the solo mode of King's Abbey. And this is kind of the introduction to your solo mode, because there are instructions here. After your first few solo games with the above rules, you can make it more challenging. You can pull out the easy crusades and make it a quest for the Holy Grail. You can play some other things and start off with certain things and only win if you have fulfilled certain conditions rather than just get the highest score. So there's a lot to try in the solo mode. The multiplayer mode of this is very good as well. As you can see, a ton of moving parts, but I think once you get the sequence down, it's not as daunting as it might seem at first. The phases are actually quite small usually, and even in a multiplayer game, you're doing a lot of them at the same time. You're all deciding what you're building at the same time, for example, and placing your dice and your Abbey and things. So it does move along quite quickly, and it's a lovely, fun game. And I'm glad that I was reminded that it has a solo mode so that I could make this video. I hope you enjoyed that, and bye everyone.